Has Nicola Sturgeon actually done us all a favour, frankly, and in exposing the old transgender madness, maybe put that to bed and also put Scottish independence to bed as well?
Well, I believe that she is actually now an existential threat to the SNP and their independence cause. So bad is her reputation becoming as someone wishing to, in a sense, defend the rights of a rapist to decide he is a woman after he's been charged on 2 counts and, of course, eventually found guilty, that her personal ratings are also falling in that same poll. And that is going to undoubtedly tarnish the SNP and the independence cause. And if the SNP members, the SNP politicians had any sense, they would be seeking to change their leader, because I think that without changing that leader, they've had their Ratner moment, and they're so tarnished that their votes will fall and damage them.
Yeah, do you think Nicola Sturgeon will look back on this now and think, you know what, I have chosen to die on a hill after a long political career, where, to be fair on her, she has navigated the game of human chess that is the thick end of politics, and a political career that at times has brought her tremendous success. She could have had it all. She could well potentially have pushed for some kind of second referendum. She could well have potentially won that. And now, because she has decided, in my view, to back a cause that there's no way she can possibly genuinely believe in, that will be the thing that brings her down.
Well, Patrick, humility is not Nicola Sturgeon's middle name. Try and find her apologising for any of the mistakes in her policies, and she has had dreadful success, a complete lack of it in education, many failures in transport, ferries and railways, in dual carriageways for roads that need upgraded. We can go on, and her political record is poor. But she is not a healer. She does not work in building consensus or harmony. She divides the country. And as such, she has put people against her. And this transgender bill was not supported by the people. And as a result, she is now feeling the wrath when she actually supports the rights of a double rapist to choose to become a woman after being charged as a man. Yeah,
Nicola Sturgeon cannot tell us what a woman is. She cannot really tell us what a trans person is. I think it used to be quite a narrow definition, and now it incorporates people who are, goodness gracious me, cross-dressers, non-binary, etc. What I find fascinating is she can't even tell us what's going on in her own home, actually, Brian, because Nicola Sturgeon can't recall, if indeed it is her own home, Nicola Sturgeon can't recall when she found out that her husband had lent £100,000 to the SNP. She's saying, well, that's his own money. I can tell you what, right now, OK, I have a fiancé, if £100,000, I don't care if it's her money or not, if 100,000 quid of it went somewhere, I'd like to have known about it.
Well, Nicola Sturgeon is where she is because she has her finger on the pulse of what is happening around her. Some might call her a control freak. The idea that she can be the leader of a political party and that her husband, who stays in the same home as her and is the chief executive, does not discuss with her that he is making a personal loan, that she does not have some fiduciary duty to know what's going on, that he doesn't have some fiduciary duty to tell her with such a huge amount, £107,000 of money after tax. That's personal wealth within the family is being put into the SNP. One might ask why by her husband, and she can't remember the details. I mean, that is just unbelievable. There's no credibility in that answer. And yet again, it's an example of how there is no humility and no willingness to accept that she's wrong.
She's really testing now, I think, the parameters of how much Scottish people want independence. Because if it is a question of, OK, you want independence, and, hey, I'm a Brexiteer, believe in the right to self-determination, national sovereignty, all of this stuff, But if you want it at the cost of allowing male rapists into female prisons, and you want it at the cost of having a lady in charge who doesn't seem to be even able to run her own home, let alone a country, and a variety of different issues going on there with your education system and your healthcare service, Brian, I suspect that people who are on the fence in Scotland might start to have a look at Queen Nick and think, actually, time we abdicated.
Well, I certainly think that there are some able people in the SNP. They're not the best supported party in Scotland for nothing. And were there to be a front runner, were there to be someone that was to come forward and say, I'm sorry, Nicola, but your time is over. We need to reboot the party. I think the change could be very quick. You see how quickly Liz Truss was got rid of. I think if Nicola Sturgeon was pushed, she would fall even quicker.